And former Ohio Congressman and Ohio gubernatorial candidate John Kasich joins us live today. Good morning to you, sir.
Hi, Steve.
Just a minute ago, I cited the Washington Post poll that now shows less than 50% of those in the country support the president's health care initiative. And a new Quinnipiac poll asked Ohio voters, do you approve of the way Obama is handling his job? Back in May, it was at 62. Fast forward 2 months, he's down 13 points to under 50%. What is going on with the president in Ohio?
Well, Steve, I think it's happening really around the country. In our state, the unemployment is up significantly, over 11%. People are very concerned as to whether they're going to find a job, and people who have a job are worried whether they're going to keep it. And in addition to that, you have a situation where people are pretty smart, and they say, you got all these programs, how are we going to pay for this stuff? This is going to affect my kids and my grandkids,
right.
And frankly, it's affecting me. So you add all that together, and people are taking a second look, and they're saying, we're not so sure this guy knows what he's doing here.
Well, John, all you got to do is look at the stimulus package. I mean, the president and his men and women said, look, we got to have this right now, and if we do it, we can stop unemployment in its tracks. And I think back then it was around 8 or 8.5%. Now we're on the verge of 10%, going perhaps even higher. The stimulus doesn't really, they have only spent a fraction of the money, and it doesn't seem to be working.
Well, it added to the deficit, which people are worried about. And on top of that, Steve, what the president did wrong is he turned it over to a bunch of yo-yos up on Capitol Hill. And when he did that, they put all their pork in there and took care of one another and slapped one another on the back. And unfortunately, we spent a lot of money and we don't have many results. And the public is saying, wait a minute, you mean we spent all this money and we didn't get anything for it? That's exactly why he's having trouble and why he keeps having press conferences saying, give me time. And, at some point, people lose their patience.
Well, we just had John McCain on about 20 minutes ago, and he said, do not underestimate the president and members of Congress from his party and their ability to ram, for instance, the health care bill through. It might not happen before the August recess, but, it sounds like something is inevitable.
Well, Steve, I have to tell you something. Of all the things that they're doing, this concerns me the most, and I'll tell you why. Because once the government gets into the health care business, they're going to have a health czar who's going to tell us who we can go and see. Let me tell you, once you impose things like that, it's hard to remove it, and we could be on the way to government-controlled medicine. And I tell you, I worry about it because, we all get sick. I don't want the government trying to take care of my health care. I hope that the people are going to speak out. They're increasingly doing it. Democrats are getting nervous, including Democrat governors who are warning the president about this bill. We don't know how we're going to pay for it. They got to slow this thing down. They absolutely do.
He would like to be the governor of Ohio. Once upon a time, he was a congressman from that state. John Kasich, it is always a pleasure.
I was a Fox News man. What do you mean? Don't forget
I was getting to it, okay? Got his whole resume here. It's quite lengthy and impressive. Thanks, John.